Eggs are one of the most common breakfasts in America. They are full of protein and are just a great way to start your day off. One of my personal favorite breakfasts of all time is scrambled eggs and toast. I've loved them ever since I was a kid, and I still make them to this day. So today, I present to you the world's best breakfast my way. First step is we're going to introduce all of our ingredients here. Eggs, obviously. You can use as many as you want, but today we're going to use 3 because I'm not that hungry. You're going to need a bowl to mix your eggs in. Any kind of cheese, but I prefer Mexican mixed blended or shredded. Butter, olive oil spray, or butter as a substitute. We will talk about that later. Milk or half and half, doesn't really matter. Usually most people like half and half instead of regular milk, but whatever works. You're gonna need a pan, a stove, and a toaster. If you want toast, it is completely up to you. I prefer toast. If you don't prefer toast, that's completely fine. Second step is we are going to prepare our pan. So first of all, we're gonna get our pan and we are going to set our stove. If you could come over and see our lovely stove over here. You're gonna set our stove to a medium heat. This isn't too hot, but it's just hot enough to the point where it'll actually have an effect on your eggs. Put that right on there. And then what we're gonna do with this spray, we're gonna shake it up and we're gonna spray a nice wide thin layer on the pan. This makes it so that the eggs do not stick to the pan, and that is very important because you're gonna need all the eggs you can get to have a nice healthy day. If you don't have olive oil spray, you can just use butter and just get a slab of butter and just spread it around the pan completely until it dissolves. All right, now for our third step, we are going to mix our eggs. So, if you could come over here. Today, like I said, we're going to use 3 eggs. We are going to crack them into this bowl. And make sure to throw all of our shells away. That's 2. And then we got one more. Now, it is very important that before we mix anything, we need to make sure that there are no eggshells in there because you don't want to be eating any eggshells. So as you can see, I got one little one right here. I'm just going to take that off of my bowl and put that in the trash. And now you are ready to mix. Now, you can get anything as a mixer. I prefer a fork just because it's easiest. It's small and it can, mix through the eggs pretty fast, but you can use whatever you want. We're just going to mix it until you get a nice, solid color. Alrighty. After that, we're going to get our milk, and we're going to pour it in for 2 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. And we're going to mix that up as well. Now, what the milk does is it makes it nice and fluffy. So when you finally get your eggs all ready to eat, they're not like dry and like spongy. If that makes sense. All right. Now, when it is now it's a little bit lighter yellow of a color, we're going to walk over here to our pan and we are going to pour it in. Make sure to pour it in nice and slowly. If you hear that noise, that is a very good noise. That means that you are making them correctly. And then this should give you enough time to make your toast. Now, let's go grab our bread for our toast. This is completely optional. I prefer it. You can use white bread, you can use wheat bread. Usually wheat bread is a lot more healthier. My mom would always have me eat wheat bread over white. But today, we're doing it my way. You're just gonna get 2 loaves. If you want, you can put butter on it. But I don't really have a preference. And then you're just gonna put these in for 2 minutes. Now, while we wait for that, we're gonna go get our eggs over here. You can get a spatula, you can get a spoon. I prefer a spatula. And what you're gonna do is you're just gonna keep moving these around. Now, if you'll come take a look here. You're just gonna keep moving these around until you get a nice solid sort of one piece of scrambled eggs. And I think the best way to do that is to kind of move it around, but make sure it's all in the middle like this. You are gonna get some scraps attached to your pan, but that's completely okay. Now, right before it actually gets solid, we're actually gonna grab our cheese and we're gonna pour it on there. And then we're just gonna keep on moving. Alrighty. Now, as you can see, it is a lot more solid now, so we're gonna turn that stove off. Now what you can do is you can grab a plate, any size. I usually do a large size. I'm just gonna kind of move those around and then pour those onto your plate. And about that time, you'll probably be using a lot more eggs, so that's probably gonna go a lot slower, but this went by pretty fast. So by that time, your toast should be ready. So we're just gonna pull this up. By the time your eggs get ready and your toast is cold, you can just put it right back in that toaster and you can heat it up for about 1 minute. Now you are ready to eat. This is a great way to start off your day. It's great breakfast, especially. I like to eat it whenever I know I have a swim meet or a very long day of school and I know I have a lot of work to do. This is one of my favorite ways to sort of prepare myself. My favorite way of eating it is by putting it in a sandwich, but of course we cannot forget our salt and pepper. What you're going to do here is you're going to put a little bit of salt. This is a special salt, but anything will do. It is very important that we make sure that there's more pepper than salt, okay? If you put more salt than pepper, it's going to taste disgusting, trust me. Good amount of pepper on there. And you're ready to take a bite. Regardless of how you eat it, it is still delicious.